Did you know that the USS Texas is the only remaining US battleship to have served in both World Wars? Hi, my name is Marcin, and I'm here to talk to you about the USS Texas Museum. My main points will be about her time in war, her time as a museum ship, and the current project to preserve her. Now, my first main point is the Texas wartime experience, starting with her time in World War I, where she sailed across the Atlantic to help the British patrol the North Sea. And while she didn't see any action, she did help in blockading Germany and ending the war much earlier than it could have. Now, her actions in World War II are much more interesting, as she participated in many operations, namely Torch, and most famously Overlord, also known as D-Day, where she famously flooded herself to give her gunners more elevation and range to fire on the Germans when the front moved. My second point is the Texas time as a museum ship, starting from when she was bought by the Battleship Texas Commission after the Second World War. She was sold from Baltimore to San Jacinto Battleground, where she remains to this day, although not for long. She would become the flancher of the 3rd Texas Navy in the 1950s after a Tidelands dispute, and she was turned up in various pieces of media such as movies and video games. Quite famously in the 2001 film Pearl Harbor, where she was used in place of many battleships sunk at Pearl Harbor, and as the interior rooms of the USS Hornet, and in the game Call of Duty, World War II. And kind of importantly, as her time there, she turned 100 on March the 12th, 2014. Now, my third and final point is about the Texas in her current state and the project to restore her. As of 1968, she has been underfunded due to low visitor counts due to her location, as it's very out there and not many people go to it. Now, as of 1968, she has been slowly deteriorating, and she has been leaking and holes have appeared in her hull. This has originally led to a dry berth program from 1988 to 1990, and this solved most of the problems, however, it didn't solve all of them. And as of Object, she has been closed and prepared to move to another dry berthing project where they hope to do a full restoration. And this came after many large holes and pumps failed, where she nearly sank right in her resting place. Now, I hope my information about the USS Texas, her time in war, her time at the museum, and her current state and the project to restore her have been informative to all of you. And I hope that in the future we will be able to better preserve our history for the future generations.